Good morning, Arizona. Happy St. Patty's Day. Happy spring break to a lot of families who might be tuning in during our 8 o'clock hour. You are looking at live pictures of Wet and Wild on the west side of town. There are all kinds of things planned for this week to get you out and about and enjoying.
It's going to be a great week out there. Plus, April is vowing to work on her tan early this year. So she's headed out there. Not in bikini, but she's out there working on the tan on her arms. Good morning.
Well, I gotta tell you, it's cold, okay? The water's not that cold, but the temperatures are. We're still in the 40s and 50s across the valley, so I'm gonna let a bunch of kids get in the water here today, but I'm gonna narrate for you out here. We're also gonna be talking about your weather. As I mentioned, we're in the 40s and 50s right now as you head out the door. Later today, we're gonna watch for those winds to pick up. They're gonna be out of the southwest at about 10 to 20 miles an hour, but we're still gonna manage to top out today in the mid 80s. It's gonna be a warm and windy St. Patrick's Day across the valley. We'll talk about your full forecast, plus we'll get some kids here going down these water slides coming up in just a couple of minutes. For now, we'll send it back to you. And we are looking at very warm and very windy weather today for the start of spring break for a lot of kids. We'll have your full forecast coming up. We're live this morning at Wet and Wild Water Park.
Good morning, Arizona! A bushy blonde hairdo, surfing USA.
Everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird.
Good morning, Arizona. Welcome back. We are live this morning at Wet and Wild. You know, it is spring break for many kids and families here in the valley, although spring officially starts this Thursday, and the weather, well, that just feels more like summer. Let's talk about your weather. It's going to be warm today. It's also going to be windy. In fact, we have some watches and warnings to tell you about in northern Arizona later today. All right, so spring break. The weather certainly feels like it. Lots of sunshine out here this morning in the West Valley. We're at Wet and Wild, and the water, it's not too bad. Not too warm, but it's not too cold. I think the kids are going to love it, including my new friend Brooklyn. She is 5, and she was just telling me that her favorite part of Wet and Wild is coming out here to see the dive-in movies that they have. Brooklyn, what movies have you seen out here? You're saying Happy Feet?
Happy Feet.
And then another one. Lorax? The Lorax. And where do you watch those movies at?
My house.
Over, is it in the wave pool though when you watch them here? Oh, well, that sounds like fun. So they do these dive-in movies, and actually this has become so popular that they're going to add an extra night to the schedule. Heather is here with me now, and so usually those movies are what, Fridays?
They are, and so we're extending it to Thursday this year. So that'll start Memorial Weekend here, the end of May. We're going to start doing dive-in movies on Thursday and Friday so families can come enjoy all summer long.
All right, so today, opening day for Wet and Wild. What time does this open down here?
So we open at 11. We're 11 to 5 all week for spring break. Okay. So we want everyone to come down, enjoy their spring break with Wet and Wild Phoenix. We're here over in Glendale, and a great time for everyone in the family. There's something really for every age, from the really young kids to the big kids to the thrill-seeking moms and dads. So come on out and enjoy your spring break with us.
Yeah, you know, it seems like this place just gets bigger and bigger every time we're here. More and more to do. You guys always open on spring break, and then you stay open after this week, just on the weekend.
We do. We're open on the weekends until Memorial Weekend, and then we'll be open every day throughout the summer. And then in September, we go back to weekends.
Okay. Well, the weather's warm enough. The water, it's not too bad.
It is. So it's a little bit chilly in the mornings, but it warms up. And, you know, the big kids and even the little kids, they're just having so much fun that it keeps them cool in the hot summer temperatures.
Okay. So let's talk prices. How much does it cost for kids and families to come out here today?
So, you know, right now they're running a great deal where you buy 4 season passes for $50. You also get free parking. That really is the best bang for your buck because you go twice and you've paid for your season pass. So we really encourage people to do that. If they're going to come a couple times, do that through March and have a great time with us throughout the summer.
All right. You want to go jump in, Brooklyn? Go test the water for us? Because Heather and I aren't going in either, but I think a lot of these kids will be definitely jumping in today, Kaylee, so we will send it back to you in the studio.
I have a quick question, and
Yes.
you might want to ask her this too, because we both have little kids. She says something for
Yes.
kids of all ages. How young are we talking?
Yeah, well, because Heather's actually got her little boy here, and we have two boys the exact same
Yes.
ages.
Oh,
We
we
were
know
we were
Kaylee
pregnant at
too.
the exact same time. Kaylee's asking because she also has young kids.
Yes.
You know, how young can you bring kids down here? Like, there's some areas here that are good for the little ones.
There is, and so that, as a mom, that was our biggest concern. And so I actually have a 3.5-year-old. I know April's is 4, and so they have a whole Wet n Wild Junior area that has slides, a whole sprinkler set. So there's a mini tornado actually there for the little kids and some racing slides. It's perfect for those 3, 4, 5, and 6-year-olds.
Yep. All right, Kaylee,
Okay.
what do you say?
Come on
I'm
down,
in.
Kaylee.
I'm so in. All right, thank you. It's going to be a fun spring break. Brackets
That makes a
full
lot
dance,
of
you know.
makes a lot of sense. Let's check in with April. She's got an awesome St. Patty's Day forecast.
It's going to be nice and warm, guys, across the valley and really pretty mild across the state as well. We are going to be dealing with some wind today, especially in the high country, but it's going to get breezy here in the valley as well. Let's check those temperatures right now. If you're getting ready to head out, we are talking mainly 50s around town. We've got 57 right now in downtown Phoenix and 52 in Glendale, where we are actually this morning out in the West Valley at Wet n Wild. Here's how we're going to warm things up for the day. We're going to be in the mid to upper 70s just by lunchtime, and then this afternoon we're going to shoot for a high today of 86 degrees. Again, look for those winds to pick up later today. They'll be out of the southwest at about 10 to 20 miles an hour. We're going to talk about the rest of this week ahead, plus show you what's going on out here at Wet n Wild if you're looking for something to do with the family today for spring break. All coming up in just a couple of minutes. For now, we'll send it back to you in the studio. Well, it is spring break for many families, and the weather is going to be very warm, but a little windy today. Coming up, we're going to have your full forecast. Plus, we are live at Wet n Wild this morning, and we're going to show you how throwing your favorite superhero costume or just a little bit of hairspray can save you a lot of money out here today. That is coming up.
And I know a lot of kids excited, April. Sorry, I caught you off guard there, but excited about getting to your location. What are you looking at?
Oh, well, I'm not even going to show you yet because it's so cool. There is a really neat way you can save a lot of money out here this week at Wet n Wild, but I'm not going to show you yet. I'm going to give you your weather forecast first, because first, you're going to want to know how warm it's going to be, because that is going to motivate you to want to come out here to the water park. Let's talk first this morning about what's going on here across the west. We've got warm temperatures, and that's going to be perfect if maybe you want to head to a spring training game today. If you are heading out to a game, we are talking about sunny and breezy conditions. When those games start around 1 o'clock, temperatures are going to be near 80 degrees already. Then they're going to climb to about 86 later this afternoon. Sunny and breezy as a cold front, a dry cold front, pushes through the northern part of our state. It's going to drive some very strong winds in northern Arizona and breezy conditions here in the valley, but we will be dry. And that's one of the reasons we have a red flag warning up for parts of the high country. Red flag warning means strong winds and low relative humidity. So dry conditions. Also a wind advisory that includes Flagstaff. Here in the valley, sunny and breezy, 86 degrees. Your high today, overnight tonight, clear and mild, 58. Then for tomorrow, more sunshine, lighter winds, and a high of 82 degrees. Today, look for those winds here in the valley, 10 to 20 miles an hour out of the southwest. They should calm down much more overnight tonight and into tomorrow as well. So temperatures in the 80s. Boy, does it feel like spring, almost summer around here. So spring break, Wet n Wild. Why are these kids looking, well, kind of wild this morning, Heather? Because it saves them money.
It does. So we have Spirit Week this week for spring break. So every day if they come and they participate, they're going to get $10 off admission. Today is St. Patrick's Day, so of course.
This would be these kids right here in front of me, and they're green.
Yep, we're in green. Then tomorrow we have Crazy Hair Day. You see a couple crazy hair. Wednesday we've got sports, so wear your favorite sports t-shirt, Diamondbacks, support that. Thursday, crazy hat, and then our favorite is Friday, dress like a superhero. You get $10 off admission. So come out and have fun this weekend.
Who doesn't like to dress up like a superhero? So that gets you $10 off. You mentioned before, now that you're open for the season, you can even buy season passes.
We do, that's really the best bang for families bucks, and that's what we're all looking to save a couple dollars this year. So it's $49.99 for 4, and then you also get free parking, and that's through the end of March. So we're telling people to get those while they can.
Yeah. So if you've never been up here to Wet and Wild before, if you're kind of new to the valley, it's in the West Valley. If you take the I-17 up to Pinnacle Peak Road and then head a little bit further west, it's really pretty out here. You've got the mountains out here, a lot of sunshine, great weather for this. So they're open all week this week. Spring break hours today open at 11?
11 to 5 today, and then we'll start being open on the weekends, and then at the end of May we're open, you know, all summer long, so come out and enjoy.
Perfect. All right, we will have all the information on azfamily.com under that hotline section. I will tell you, boy, 86 this afternoon. This water's going to look really good. It's a little bit chilly, but it's really not too bad. I think it's probably warmer than most swimming pools at this point.
And, you know, we were talking about this on the set, April. Most kids don't care that the water's cold. They just want to get out there and have fun, right?
They really do not. I'm the only one who went over and tested the water. The rest of them went straight for the slide.
They're in. They couldn't care less. That's awesome.
No.
All right, thank you. This has been so much fun to watch this morning. We appreciate it. Kids look so cute. Well, March Madness is about to get into full swing here, and one financial expert says the same strategies used on the court can be used when it comes to your wallet. It's what he calls the Final Four of finances.
No basketball game would be complete without free throws, and that's where financial expert Joe Gleason says we all need to start with the Final Four of finances.
The free throws of finance would be anyone who has a 401k that their employer is matching. That's free money.
Next, make halftime adjustments.
It's not a set it and forget it type of thing. You want to make sure that you're meeting with your advisor, that as your life changes, that you're making those adjustments so that your financial plan is keeping up with that.
Be ready for overtime.
Preparing for retirement that's going to last 30 plus years. There's research that shows people are living longer, and so as folks are living longer, we want to make sure that your money is going to last with you.
And probably the toughest one, listen to your coach.
Some of that coachability can be hard, but it's definitely worth it.
I'm Heidi Goitia for 3TV.
Well, thank you very much, Heidi. It's been more than 9 days since Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 disappeared in the skies over the South China Sea, maybe, because we've heard so many things, so many questions still remain. The investigation taking a few turns in recent days. There was another one that happened overnight. We're going to share the latest one with you right after this short break.
Good Morning Arizona is brought to you by Lerner & Rowe, injury attorneys.
Wow, this kitchen is beautiful. Give them the tour.
Let me show you. Soft closed drawers, farm sink.
Where's my room? Man, we had to take just a little bit for the kitchen.
Because your kitchen dreams can be big. IKEA has it all.
The freedom to choose. It's our most fundamental American value. And now you have the freedom to choose. The name Arizonans have trusted for over 70 years. Go online to choose the plan that's right for you and your budget. Call now for your shopper's guide to health insurance. This is your time, your choice. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. Live fearless.
Shopping Highlander or Pilot? Don't settle. Move up to the Santa Fe during Hyundai's Move Up sales event. Move up to a 5-star safety rating. Move up to more horsepower than Pilot. Move up and around with more passenger room than Highlander. And move up to America's best warranty. 5 years longer than Honda and Toyota. And right now, Santa Fe's are only $249 a month lease. Or get up to $1,500 in total savings. Don't settle. Move up to Hyundai at your Valley Hyundai dealers today.
Come on, guy. Big hit.
Yeah, just get a hit if I can keep my legs from killing me.
Got him. Are your legs still bothering you? You really need to have them looked at.
Painful, swollen, or unsightly veins are usually signs of an underlying vascular condition. If left untreated, this could lead to further problems.
Dr. Oz is brought to you locally by Arizona Vein and Vascular Center. Come meet our board-certified specialists at Arizona Vein and Vascular Center and schedule your free vein screening now.
We love this kitchen.
What's next?
Great. Do you have measurements?
Yep, I pasted it off. It's about 20 by 12 of these.
So we can measure, plan, and install it for you. Yeah, let's do that.
IKEA, professional kitchen services at a low price.
Be sure to watch AAA Presents High Roads with Dan Davis as we travel across Arizona and the world. From Kingman to Copalense, we've got it covered Sunday afternoons at 4:30.
Obviously, you know, there was
some kind of catastrophic failure, I believe, and you know, and I'm hopeful they'll find out what it was. And every time that something like this happens, on the rare occasions it happens, you know, airlines and the industry learn from it to make sure it doesn't happen again. And you know, you know, it's very rare that the same thing happens twice.
That, of course, Virgin Airline founder Sir Richard Branson speaking about a Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. Today, the USS Kidd is assisting the Malaysian government in trying to find the airliner that has been missing for 9 days now. They're looking for any trace of the plane which disappeared with 239 people on board. Some significant developments in the search over the weekend. Attica Schubert is in Malaysia with that part of the story.
Well, as the search now expands to 2 separate corridors to the north and the south, police are now investigating both of the men who were in the cockpit, the captain and his co-pilot. They went to both of their homes, searched inside, and also spoke to relatives. And in the case of the captain, Zahari Ahmad Shah, actually removed a homemade flight simulator that he had made himself, looking for clues to see if there's any indication of why this change in flight path may have been taken. Now, we did have some more details about the pilots and the rest of the passengers on board that investigators are now looking at. Take a listen.
Yesterday, officers from the Royal Malaysian Police visited the home of the pilot. They spoke to family members of the pilot, and experts are examining the pilot's flight simulator. The police also visited the home of the co-pilot. According to Malaysian Airlines, the pilot and co-pilot.
Let's go surfing now, everybody's learning how. Come on a safari with me. Come on a safari with me. Early in the morning we'll be starting out. Some honeys will be coming along.
Well, things are getting wet and wild in the west side of the valley. Yep, looking good out there. Wet and Wild is open just in time for spring break, all kinds of specials. And activities are happening there this week, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Hey, and we are talking about very warm weather for the start of spring break for many of you. Let's check current temperatures right now across the valley. We've warmed up into the 50s and even a couple of low 60s right now. Here's a look at the temperatures in your neighborhood. And from there, we're going to warm it up pretty quickly. 60 already in downtown Phoenix, 56 out in Tempe. We're going to be at 67 by 10 o'clock, 78 by lunchtime. Breezy this afternoon, but a high of 86 degrees. Wait, hold on. Hold that thought. It's warming up fast out here in the West Valley. Grab that sunscreen. We've got your spring break forecast coming up.
Good morning, Arizona!
Hey, welcome back to Good Morning Arizona. We are at Wet and Wild, where, boy, the season kicks off today. They are open all week for spring break. The weather's going to be warming up. You certainly can come on out here. And lots of ways to cool off. We're looking at some ice cream here. Heather, what is this thing they're sharing here?
Okay, we've got a huge sundae there in the bucket. That's good for about 5 different people. We've got a churro here in the back. We've got popcorn, donuts. There's really something for everyone here to eat at Wet and Wild Phoenix.
Does it seem, I mean, is it just me, or does it seem like the food's gotten better since we were a kid at Waterpark?
Yeah, I don't know. They're spoiled these days. It definitely is better. So we have stuff for the adults too. We have adult beverages at Sharky's. We have chicken sandwiches, hamburgers, hot dogs, pizza, but then we've got all the treats that the kids love to enjoy too.
Perfect. Well, it looks yummy, and they're digging in this morning, and they have been going down the water slides, and I think we're going to get the wave pool fired up for our next segment. So stick around. Let's talk about your weather, though, because it's going to be pretty warm this week. Let me tell you, this water is going to start looking really good. It's a little on the cool side, but it's not too bad. I still think it's got to be warmer than most swimming pools right now. Your 3-day forecast, shows 86 degrees for today, and breezy. Will be in the low 80s for the next couple of days. So again, Wet and Wild, they open for the season today, and then they'll be open this entire week for spring break, and then every weekend after that. They open at 11 o'clock today. If you want to bring your kids down here, we've got all the information on azfamily.com under the hotline section. So I'm telling you, the weather this year is going to be really warm for spring break, Kaylee. You're going to want to come down here. Heather, come here for a second. I got to tell you, Kaylee, too, this little known fact here. Heather and I, Because it relates to spring.
Yeah.
We've known each other since junior high drama, and I think we played the same part in a play that was called like Spring something, wasn't it?
Yes, I think we were cheerleaders or something like that, which is out of character for both of us,
Right?
but it was drama, so
Yeah,
you
I
do what
know.
you have to do.
It's always fun to run into Heather though here because we both, grew up together in Gilbert, and have to think back to when we were competing against each other for those parts in 7th grade drama.
I'm glad that everybody's getting along now.
We get along now. We don't fight it out, right? Yeah.
That's important. All right, ladies, thank you. Get you out to Wet and Wild. That's where April Warnicki is helping to kick off spring break for some kids.
Yeah, because of St. Patrick's Day today, Monday, means the kickoff of spring break for a lot of kids, including all of these. And you know what? The weather is perfect to be out here taking in the waves here. We're at the wave pool at Wet and Wild, and temperatures this morning, it was pretty chilly earlier. We had spots drop to the 40s and 50s, but right now we're starting to warm it up. Your current temperature right now in the valley, 63 degrees at Sky Harbor. Winds, well, they're out of the east at about 9 miles an hour. Those are going to pick up later today, and we think they're going to be out of the southwest at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Really pretty gusty today. Eventually, we're going to see a high, though, of 86 degrees under mostly sunny skies. We're going to have your full weather forecast coming up.
Well, students across the globe are kicking off spring break today, or at least here in the valley.
Yeah, lots of them. And you know what? Wet and Wild could be a great stop for you. That's where April is. She knows where the party is today.
That's right. Temperatures are heating up. We're going to be in the mid to upper 80s today, but the water, it is the perfect temperature out here at Wet and Wild. We're going to talk about what's going on here for their opening day for the season, plus your full toasty forecast coming up. And it is going to be a very warm start to spring break for many families across the valley and a windy day across the state. If you are heading out to maybe a spring training game today, here's what you can expect. We're talking mostly sunny skies, quickly in the mid-70s, but this week it's just going to be a little bit warmer than that in the 80s. All right, did you hear that buzzer? It means the waves are about to start, and all of the fun is about to start out here at Wet and Wild opening. And Heather, they do this they open the week of spring break, perfect for family.
They do. So we're open Saturday and Sunday. We did a food drive with St. Mary's, and now we're doing Spirit Week, and we're starting the dive-in to soon, pretty quick, every Thursday and Friday.
So is this where the dive-in movies happen here in the wave pool?
They do. The whole family can come and enjoy. We're going to have everything from Cars, Ratatouille, Finding Nemo, Up, Monsters, Inc., Tangled, Despicable Me, Surf's Up, Happy Feet, The Incredibles, and the Smurfs. So something for everyone.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so those are going to be going on every Thursday and Friday. We've got the wave pool going on. So again, she mentioned they're going to be open all this week and then every weekend after that until Memorial Day when we pretty much open events.
Festival that's going to go on Memorial Weekend. There'll be dancers and entertainment for that. We have Military Day for Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day, where anyone with a military ID gets in free and their family gets 50% off, which is great. And then, we'll have fireworks throughout the summer, and, check back to wetandwildphoenix.com for all the other events.
Yeah, so that Spirit Week, we talked about it earlier. We showed the kids before they took off the costumes and got into the wave pool. But today is St. Patrick's Day, so if you wear green, you get $10 off. And then the other days this week, you want to get the $10 off, so run over what those are again.
So today's St. Patrick's Day, wear green. Tomorrow, do crazy hair, any crazy $10 off. Wednesday is Sports Day, wear a Diamondbacks t-shirt or hat or ASU. Thursday is Crazy Hat Day, and then shirt or mask or something when you come in the park. And of course, you can take off your cape and come enjoy all.
Lots of sunshine out. It's on ours as well, azfamily.com. Go to the hotline section. Everything you need to know, but it's to warm up out here, Kaylee and Javier. It's looking better and better. I didn't bring my suit today because when I got out here, it was in the 40s this morning, and I thought it doesn't really matter how warm that water is. I'm not getting in at this point. But it's looking good now.
Cannonball.
Check me in about June.
Cannonball. Cannon.
You can keep going and going and going. There's not going to be a cannonball for me.
April, thank you.
Well,